Good morning. Welcome back to Venture Daily. On today's show, Elon Musk just confirmed a $16.5 billion chip deal with Samsung, locking in production of Tesla's next-gen A16 chips from Samsung's new Texas fab.
The deal marks a major comeback bid for Samsung in the AI chip war after falling behind rivals like TSMC and Nvidia. I'm Josiah Simons.
I'm Jackson Fordyce. It's Tuesday, July 29th. Let's get you smarter before your first meeting. Tesla has signed a massive $16.5 billion chip supply deal with Samsung Electronics, officially confirmed by Elon Musk, after Samsung initially withheld the buyer's identity.
The deal will run from July 2025 through the end of 2033 with Samsung's new Texas fab, dedicated entirely to producing Tesla's next generation A16 chips. So here's the Texas fab, some images of it in Taylor, Texas, Jackson. So that's 35 miles away from where we are here in Austin. Here's the A16 chip. AI rendering, obviously. This is not what it actually looks like, but there are no images online of the A16 chip. Musk emphasized the strategic importance of the deal on X, noting Tesla will help optimize chip production and that he personally plans to oversee progress at the nearby fab.
Yeah, currently Samsung manufactures Tesla's A14 chips, while TSMC will produce the A15 line in Taiwan and Arizona. And this partnership marks a major comeback attempt for Samsung, which has fallen behind in the AI chip race, especially in high bandwidth memory, where rivals like SK Hynix lead.
Yeah, that's right. So Samsung's stock surged over 6% after the news, hitting its highest level since September of 2024.
All right, so for more on this story, I called a friend of the show, Jimmy Yoon.
Thanks for having me back on, Jackson. My name is Jimmy Yoon. I'm a principal at APC. We're a $6 billion early stage venture capital firm. I'm a principal in it as a generalist.
Welcome back, Jimmy. Glad to have you, man. My first question for Jimmy. Tesla struck a $16.5 billion deal with Samsung to produce its next-gen A16 chips. How significant is it that an automaker is now driving semiconductor innovation?
Yeah, I mean, look, this has to tie to the broader Elon, Tesla, SpaceX, XAI umbrella, and it is quite meaningful. And I think the beauty of this deal, it is truly a positive sum deal for Samsung, which is a clear number two in the semi space. They obviously committed to invest a lot of money into the United States. And I think the broader question is, as these type of stories keep playing out, there's these big numbers, but how's it going to get applied? And, I think Elon plus Tesla and going back to founder mode is a great place to start.
Yeah, so Jackson, back in October, Samsung vice chairman and head of its semiconductor business apologized in a public letter saying,
so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I mean, yeah, so he said the company was failing to meet expectations. The company openly acknowledges it was lagging in technical competitiveness behind some of the early winners of the AI era, such as TSMC, and is, of course, the local rival SK Hynix Incorporated. The head of Samsung's semiconductor business pledged to improve its technology and revamp its organizational culture where needed. So this partnership with Tesla is kind of the company's loudest attempt, I think, at delivering on that promise so far.
Yeah, and my next question for Jimmy, Samsung admitted it had fallen behind, like you mentioned, Josiah, in the AI chip race. And so I asked Jimmy, do you think this Tesla partnership is a comeback play or a risky attempt to catch up to TSMC and Nvidia?
It is, I would say, I mean, it's a swing for both parties. And there's like this huge, obviously, buzz where there's articles being broken, but Elon broke it on Twitter last night. And I think there's been a lot of attention on the first tweet, which was announcing it. But I really think the big story to really pin in on here is Elon saying Samsung's agreeing to allow Tesla to assist in maximizing manufacturing efficiency. So this is going to be a joint partnership, and we'll see what it yields. And it's a big bet for both sides. But I think if you look at the stocks today, South Korean stock market is definitely not as liquid as the States, but it's a pretty developed stock market. It's up 6%. That's not nothing.
I also wanted to ask Jimmy, with TSMC making A15 chips in Taiwan and Arizona and Samsung building A16 here in Texas, are you watching the rise of a US-based semiconductor revival, and what does that mean for the future of AI infrastructure?
This is what, with the passage of the CHIPS Act, and I go back to like money isn't everything, but it's certainly a start. It's showing the revival or the attempted revival of the US industrial base. I had a really good friend who recently spent 6 months in Taiwan, and he actually illuminated something quite eye-opening for me, which is that in Taiwan, TSMC is one of the biggest sponsors, and they put a lot of capital and money to work all the way from elementary school to the graduate programs, and they've really developed this culture of how important semis is for Taiwan, and that it's just really freaking cool to work on. I think in the United States, it's important to know, despite us, being the leading player in technology, in terms of industrial output and bringing those type of jobs back, we are starting back from a foundational level. And so, as much of it as a technology and resource play, I think we have to acknowledge that there's this cultural shift that has to happen, and it's not going to happen overnight, right? I mean, they're saying 2026. Elon and Tesla have always had very ambitious timelines. Now you're working with a large chaebol out of South Korea, the large chaebol. But I do think so. Like, it's not going to happen overnight. But if there were two parties to pull it off, I think a very invigorated South Korean giant with Elon and Tesla, that's a good start.
TSMC's for the community, man.
That's right. I mean, they're connecting, what is it, Arizona, Texas, all the way to Taiwan.
Did you make that?
I did not make this. I
dang.
wish. I mean, no.
I keep asking, are you making these graphics? And they're pretty good.
Yes. No, I did not make this specific graphic, but I think that it's cool. Like, Taiwan is, the U.S. is saying we need more semiconductor infrastructure, AI infrastructure here in America.
Yeah. We
The
can't be
TSMC
relying on Taiwanese chips. We gotta be making our own chips.
Exactly. But they're saying, okay, we'll just come to you then.
Yeah.
And we'll create them right here in America, but still under the TSMC brand.
100%. And to close it out with Jimmy, Tesla now has chip production split between TSMC and Samsung across Taiwan, Arizona, and Texas. How do you think this geographic diversification plays into supply chain resilience, and is it enough in today's geopolitical climate?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head with the word resilience. Like, if you still think about where the world order was pre-Trump one, it was all about global efficiency and watching margin. And now, we see this AI native stack happening. Europe has a Europe first, Asia, even Japan or Korea has a Japan first. And what we're seeing with Tesla and Elon is doing is like A/B testing. And I think that's a very healthy thing to do. Will it hurt margins? For sure. But, in this changing global world order, resilience over efficiency is key.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Thank you to Jimmy for being on the show today.
All right, that was a quick one, but that is it for Venture Daily today. If you liked the content, please hit the like button below, as well as subscribe to our channel. We do this every single weekday, Monday through Friday. We talk about venture capital and tech news. And if you like what you see, tune in tomorrow on Venture Daily.
100%. And thank you to Content Stack for letting us film here every single day in Austin, Texas. Shout out Content Stack. Also, shout out to Covus.
Just cause it's a cool brand.
Because it's a cool brand here in Austin. Whether on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or X, leave us a like, a comment, and a review. Throw us a 5-star rating if you think we earned it. And as always, we'll see you here tomorrow morning at Venture Daily.